With the death of King Solomon, the House of Torres finds itself victim to the whims and decisions of a madman once more. Tradition defines families and nations, and one must be careful with their creation. For our family, madness is a theme and a danger for all. King Solomon died of stress and madness. Twin vipers who struck his heart and killed a great man lost. His son Lisandro will pick up the mantle of our family at the age of 10, already a duke, having inherited the lands of his dead mother in Iberia after King Solomon had her killed. Already he has been forced to make decisions no child should, but has rose to the occasion. To cope with his situation, the young boy is known for his harsh and sometimes even cruel nature. Surrounded by nothing but open water, he chooses to become the predator rather than the prey. Will King Lisandro fall victim to the demons of House Torres, or finally break this curse once and for all? This is the 11th episode of a roleplay mega campaign going from CK3 to Stellaris. If you like the content, make sure to like and subscribe. He knows his father was a madman, clearly. It's impossible not to know that his father was a lunatic. I mean, he literally saw ghosts, talk to God all the time. He was a full-on crazy person. Much like his follower Solomon, he is being currently tutored and trained by Pope Innocentius III, the same Pope who taught his father. He was the son of a madman. His mother was murdered. He doesn't know that. She obviously died when he was young. I'm worried about King Lisandro, I'm going to be honest. He's another case of appearing to be very competent at a young age, which our family doesn't have a good history with. The good ones go bad, the bad ones go good. He is ambitious and diligent already. He's also curious, and he's probably a genius. I mean, this is an impressive kid. It's been a rough upbringing. He, of course, does have a martial education, so we are going to go home from Rome very soon. Not quite yet, but in a year or so. We have one sister, and one sister only, Princess Maria. She is older than us. She is paranoid and bossy, also very intelligent, very capable. We're gonna go ahead and name Jedi Gennari as our chancellor. Our father didn't like him because he was paranoid, but we're not a paranoid schizophrenic like our father, thankfully, so we're gonna assign him as our chancellor. For our marshal, we'll go for Jedi Zarb of Malak. For our spy master, we will go for Kiradori Majluf of Lorca. We'll keep our steward, we'll keep our bishop as well. And then, of course, we need to plan for our coronation. We are also still in the jihad. It's not going very well, but there was a jihad for Egypt. For the coronation, we'll attempt to get the Pope to do it for us. We are again still in Rome being tutored by him, and he will do it for free. Beautiful. I would hope so. He was literally best friends with our father before he went insane. We have a very small army, but we will send it to fight in the jihad with Christians. I'm going to attach it to the Pope's army, and we'll go from there. The feed is winding down. I find myself deep in conversation with my kind vassal, Jedi Du Al-Nun. He inquires about my opinion on theocratical treatises. We are 10, but we're very intelligent, we're very learned, we're ambitious and diligent. So we want to know what he has to say. This is a very capable guy. King Lisandro's. You know that kid you meet who's just way too fucking old for his age, and his like intelligence is just like kind of like, you're too young for that. That's literally King Lisandro. All right, wonderful. And then we will be crowned by the Pope, like our father and his father before him. There we go. We're going to become a ward of Jedi Zarb, who is leading our armies into the Holy Land. So RPYs, we're traveling with him and learning strategy and to fight and things like that, which is good because we wanted to do that. So we've left from Rome. We're no longer with the Pope, and we are being trained by our commander as we go to the Holy Land to fight against the jihad. We're going to hire the Teutonic Order, which of course has its seats in Sardinia, and bring them up to assist our army here. It's 32,000 Muslim soldiers on our tail. To be fair, it is a tradition in these crusades that we get absolutely curb stomped by a giant Muslim army because I don't pay attention, so we are breaking that tradition, which is unfortunate. We have no choice but to retreat with the other armies of Christendom. Back from Tobruk. They're cowering like dogs. No, we're gonna go see Jabderna. We had the Teutons with us. Soon, I will rule for real, without being overseen by fickle guardians and know-it-all teachers. So when I do, I must make sure I have my subjects under my thumb. This kid, man. Whew. Roderick is feeble and meek. Oh, Jesus. And I am sure my intimidating presence will inspire him to be loyal in the future. Choices. Getting sociopathic vibes from our good king here, but that's fine. Yeah, we're okay. We're not gonna bully the shit out of our courtier. King Lisandro, you don't need to go down that path. Not like you're every one of your ancestors. King Lisandro of Sardinia, your great appetites are renowned throughout the world. It seems that there's no recourse for our dispute other than to set it on the battlefield. The Duke of Barcelona. We're fighting the jihad, and a Catholic ruler in Iberia invaded us from Mallorca with 20,000 men. Like his father before him, a war when he is young and completely unready for it. We can't lose Majorca. That's such an important site for our family. It's where our father was proclaimed king against the heathen. For another Catholic to declare it is unacceptable. We're gonna need to marry. King Lisandro is ambitious, he's diligent. He knows that he needs to take action here. He knows that he needs a powerful wife from a powerful family. We are a tributary of France, so we are gonna marry to the Princess of France. Princess Etienne. His armies have been called. We will leave the Teutons to fight the crusade while we bring our soldiers back to assist the French in pushing back the Barcelonans. We will send our main force back to Sassari. The Teutons will remain to fight for us, representing Sardinia. While passing through the streets, we come to the pillory. A man was stuck there, begging for water or any kind of relief from his fate. We will become callous. Water. I hope this mud will do the job. Fuck. We are an ambitious, diligent, and callous king. Where are the French at right now? Fighting the English. Oh no. We may lose this war. They're gonna siege out the Isles, but they'll have to come to us. And when we do, we'll push them back into the ocean, like we do of everyone who besieges our island. Let's take the fight to Barcelona. They're sieging out our lands. We've been called into the War of England as well. We need to end this war. The French are gonna leave their armies and go fight English soon. Who do we have as a prisoner? We took one of his family members prisoner. We have Princess Sarah, and the Duke of Barcelona is unwilling to end the war. Oh, the war is done. King Gargamel defeated the English. Hopefully his armies will come and help us now. We need them badly. So sitting at my court, I noticed my steward Alveru is lively conversing with one of my foreign guests, Yakub. Curious, I approached the pair. King Lisandro, I represent the interests of a mercantile group of my Algerian kinsmen who see great potential in establishing a merchant community of Algerians here in Lagudora. Yakub states obsequiously. Steward, we must not favor foreigners over our own people, protests Alveru. We're ambitious. We already dominate trade within our own region and for a lot of Europe. To get access to the trade routes of North Africa that come out of the Red Sea would be incredibly valuable. So we're gonna say yes. All right, here we go. They're running. They're cowards. We're gonna cut off part of their army. They're forced to fight us here. They're sending in the rest of their men. We killed one of their knights. Aha! We took his son, our cousin, prisoner, who's a giant, formidable fighter. And the Duke still will not give terms. We slaughtered the rest of his army. Are there any left? There are not. Spec back Majorca, and then we should be able to end this war. Anger management. My vassal Judicidala is getting on my nerves. She prowls on, no matter the topic, and no matter how uninterested I tell her I am, it never ends. I have taken to following her around, criticizing her every move as loudly as possible. Damn, bro, that's a bit dickish, I'm not gonna lie. Well, we're gonna have to make her a victim, so we're gonna start bullying her. Oh boy. King Lisandro seems strong, but not the good kind. We're gonna have a tyrant, aren't we? The war is over. 2,700 gold. We took everything he had and then a lot. My victim, Melissa, went straight for the ocean and threw herself in with no hesitation. What started as playful splashing soon turned into something more frantic, and slowly she disappears under the surface. At the moment I stretch on, I realize that she won't resurface, at least not without help. We're gonna let her die. Oh God. The villain origin story begins. Let's do it. We are exploring the local church with my kinsman Clementi when I stumble across my Archbishop of Boris surrounded by scrolls. They are journals from long ago. You're interested in such things? Yes, absolutely. Apparently we are. With the help of Jedi Zarb, I finally conclude my studies in the art of warfare. I did fairly well, at least considering the fact that the subject did not come naturally to me. My nightly training alongside this has proceeded acceptably, and I have fought a few uppity peasants with some success. We are intelligent, a tough soldier, and a famous champion. We will, of course, go for Marshal, and we're going to go for Authority. We have the money. We took it from Barcelona. We're going to use that to upgrade the beautiful Castle of Alhambra as a show of disrespect towards the Barcelonans. We went from a crazy king to a psychopathic king. A feline hunter. I think I found the reason why some days are more rat-free than others. My vassal Judesa Grazia happily declares as she moves aside to reveal a servant holding a very displeased cat. It wriggles in an attempt to free itself from the scratching up arms of the servant, mewling in a rather endearing fashion. I'd say this is one successful rat hunter. Rumor about a peasant girl catches your attention. Let's see where this goes. Mark of distinction. As the renown of my dynasty grows, familiarity with the glorious Torres Shitaru sigil spreads too. My family's emblem is now common knowledge, listed among the great royal families of the region and the highest nobility of the Sardinians, as it should be. Our dynasty is famed now. Our banner, nice. Juana, the maid of Ibiza. My lord, there are strange tidings from the country of Ibiza. As our country suffers from the strains of war, a young woman has come forward and declared that the Lord has spoken to her and instructed her to deliver us from the enemies of our land. She wears armor, wields a sword, and rides with the soldiers. Her name is Juana, and she is said to be approaching your court at this very moment to offer her service to you as a leader in the war. Surely it's an absurd notion that a young peasant woman should take the role of a grand marshal or a general in the king's armies. Oh Lord, here she comes, 32 marshal. Brilliant strategist. My king, the lords of the realm complain. They think it most unfitting and strange that the young maid of low birth is followed by such a prominent position when there are noble lords aplenty, who much more well prepared and competent to lead your armies. Some that are asking for you not to do this, deliberately to insult them. There's also the issue of her claiming to be a personality sent by God. It sounds rather heretical. Yeah, our father was doing the same thing, so what's the difference? We're callous. We don't give a shit. Let them be angry. My lord! Oh my god, we're gonna get her sword. The peasant woman from the beast has claimed a sword she dug up from underneath a church dedicated to Saint Catherine. She claims that the voice of angels led her to it, and she uses not an ornate scabbard, but one made from leather. She got a really great sword. 8 prowess. Jesus Christ. One evening at court, Juana approaches you and asks to speak with you in private. You agree and the both of you sit down to talk in your chambers. Juana speaks to you of her visions of Christ and her quest to save the country from the enemy. She speaks with passion, her simple honesty and forceful zeal both coming across as she looks you in the eyes. She declares her fierce loyalty and love for you as the chosen king. You are quite impressed by her passion, intelligence, and sincerity. My dearest Juana, you are truly sent by God. Juana looks at you with tears of joyous fervor in her eyes. My lord, you are the highest and also the wisest man in the realm. God shall guide you through me, and the people shall be saved with a sword of righteousness in my hand, guided by your wisdom and the will of God. We will be victorious. All right, we're gonna call all of our troops and we're gonna go fight in the jihad with her at the head of our forces. We are not giving you a reduction of taxes. And he declared war. Well, we have to make a short stop in Granada to put down some uppity peasants, and then we will go fight in the crusade. Juana has come before you asking to speak to you at the council. She says that the military establishment seems trapped in old doctrines, and the commanders would benefit from some offensive thinking, as well as more religious schooling, of course. There is grumbling from some of the assembled nobles at her speech. We're callous, and we are fully on board with what she's doing. So, yes. Absolutely. We get standing armies. Whoa. We just got a free tech from that. Juana has commissioned a banner bearing the figure of Jesus flanked by 2 angels on his side. She claims that the voice of angels instructed her to make a battle-worthy banner made from a design she claimed came straight from heaven. The words Jesus Maria can be found stitched on the side of the banner. Famed large wall ornament. Your Archbishop of Bore approaches you one morning with a candid conversation. My lord, there is much displeasure with the clergy at the elevation of this young woman, Juana. The things she says are considered heretical by some of the Holy Church, and others, frankly, see their positions threatening by one of such low birth and meager schooling gaining so much prestige. I would advise you to consider whether it is worth protecting this young lass at so great a potential cost. We're fucking callous. We don't give a shit. These are unusual times. Juana's influence is felt all around wherever you go. There's a surge in religiosity among the commoners who see her as a national savior and almost a Christ figure. Among the nobles, many are charmed by her pious innocence and energetic zeal, in spite of most of them having viewed her as a dangerous upstart. Meanwhile, the clergy is divided, some seeing a heretic and other a saint. All right, let's go. Let's try and help in this crusade now. Your Archbishop of Bore comes to you, a look of worry in his face. He explains there are increasing grumblings from nobles regarding the position of your protege, Juana. Many of them refuse to accept that a low-born woman from Ibiza, however competent and pious, be continuously given so many privileges. Bring her before me and I shall knight her. Juana is trying to rally the crusaders to get a fight with the Muslims, but they're not having it. If they attack us, we might be enough time for us to hold out while reinforcements arrive. We're gonna lead our men, the fabled, mythical, impressive young woman, now a knight of the Kingdom of Sardinia at the helm of our army. King Lisandro and his knights lead forth the crusading army to fight the amassed forces of the Muslim heathens upon the battlefield. A show of our faith. We went in with no support, and we slaughter their army. How long has this been going on for now? 10 years. A 10-year-long jihad. Wow. The rest of the Christian armies are dithering about like the cowards they are. We're gonna get no support. Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Our army is crushed yet again, and our debt continues to go up. I've seen heathens fight. I know of what great viciousness they strike down the faithful. In the name of St. George, I will stand against them with the courage he grants me. We are a holy warrior. We'll just go with the RP that basically all the Christian kings don't want to waste their soldiers and they're being cowards, which as a now zealous leader, we would hate them for. My Western Genetic dad, Al Noon, would push me with a big smile. My dear friend, we finally see each other. I feel like we have never spent quality time together lately. Maybe you'd be willing to try something new with me. I know that the thing to distract your mind, body, and soul. There's a famous wandering minstrel in town. Why don't we go see a performance? Yeah, sure, let's do it. All right, we did get married, I guess. I didn't notice that happening. Yeah, cool. We don't have the money for a ceremony, though. After the first 2 years, it seems everyone in the country has gotten used to Juana and Sila. Some appreciate her and some do not, but the more violent controversy and commotion has died out and people are preoccupied with other matters. Wonderful. I've seen it how it happens. A slight lull in the middle of combat, the brief period when neither side is pressing into the fray and the melee breaks, like waves parting around a rock. We'll go for Reaver. Well, okay. So due to poor organization, cowardly actions by the Crusaders, despite numerical advantages, the jihad was successful for Egypt, and the Crusader and Pope did seek terms. We still are a very religious king and would see the actions there as basically an act of heresy, if certainly impiety, and we would be looking for some way to redeem ourselves and push the Christian faith, especially given Juana's in our court. So I think a papal envoy has reached my court bringing news from the Vatican. Pope Eugenius issued, oh, he's dead. Our mentor and our father's mentor, the Pope Innocentius, has died. It's now Pope Eugenius. Called it righteous for all Christian rulers. As a Catholic king, I'm expected to prepare my men in support of this most holy cause, sponsored by the church itself. It's for Croatia against the Mongols. Is there anyone of our dynasty we can make our heir? We'll make our cousin George our heir. Or our beneficiary, rather. Let's try and romance our wife. 0% chance. Dislikes callous. Dislikes ambitious. Lisandro, that cat has to go. My wife, Queen Etienne, is holding Casper up by the skin of her neck. Eyes red and nose running. She's allergic. I cannot stand this anymore. I can barely breathe when she is around. We are callous. So no. No, we're not going to do that. And she's pregnant. Wonderful. We are going to get an heir, even if we don't get along very well. With a babe cradled in her arms, Queen Etienne, we had a son. Tears from her cheeks addressed me about taking her eyes off her daughter. No, it is a daughter. We'll name her after Juana, our great knight who has led our soldiers to battle in the Crusades. We'll name her after her. We'll build a residence to go there on holiday from Sardinia. The Alhambra is a synthesis of stone, marble, water, plants, and poetry that imparts onto what a vision of paradise. Silla's palace complex could always use some additions and renovations. I have recently decided that Alhambra's next grand structure will be. There can never be too many palatial residences in Alhambra. Every self-respecting king needs to prove their status, wealth, and power to others. Excuse me. Especially lesser men and women. Through great deeds like expanding Alhambra with another palace complex. Otherwise, how would others know to respect me? This residence will both serve as both an area of rest and leisure inside, as well as a court to welcome envoys, and a place to study, to do work or pray to God. All babies cry, but with little Juana there is no end to the tears. I desperately want the midlife to ease my worries, but her farring burr makes everything worse. Our daughter is sick, and the crusade for Croatia against the Mongols begins. Call the banners. Oh no, where'd Juana go? That peasant woman has disappeared. We will lead our men ourselves. Very well.